everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a project that's aiming to do something huge: connect every single blockchain out there into one massive unified crypto universe. We're talking about LayerZero. So let's get right into it.
So what's the big deal? What problem is LayerZero actually trying to solve? Well, it's pretty simple when you think about it. Right now, most blockchains are completely isolated. Just think of them as these separate islands in a huge digital ocean. Each one has its own rules, its own people, its own money, but they can't really communicate or trade with each other easily. And this separation, it's a major bottleneck for the future of Web3.
But what if you could build bridges between all these islands? Well, that's pretty much exactly where LayerZero comes in. It's built to be like the ultimate postal service for the crypto world, a kind of super secure certified mail system that makes sure messages get from one chain to another safe and sound. Now, this next part is absolutely crucial to understand. LayerZero is not another blockchain. It's what's called an omni-chain protocol. You can think of it like a universal translator that just sits on top of all the other blockchains. This means a smart contract running on Ethereum can now talk directly to an app on Solana. I mean, that used to be science fiction, something that was just way too complex to even try. And this isn't some brand new, untested idea. This project has been building steam for years. The whole vision started back in 2021. By 2023, an app built on it, Stargate Finance, was already moving billions of dollars between different chains. That's a massive proof of concept. And now, today, the network has just exploded to support a huge ecosystem, putting it in a prime position to become an industry standard. So, how does this whole certified mail thing actually work under the hood? It's pretty cool, actually. First, an app on blockchain A sends a message through something called a LayerZero endpoint. Then, an independent oracle, kind of like a digital notary, confirms the transaction is legit. After that, a totally separate relayer delivers that proof over to blockchain B. Finally, the app on the other side gets the verified message. And here's the genius part. The oracle and the relayer are independent. They don't have to trust each other. That separation is what makes the whole system so secure. Okay, so you've got this incredible network, but what makes it all run? What's the fuel for the engine? Well, that's where the ZRO token comes into play. It's the economic powerhouse behind all this cross-chain magic. Let's start with the most important number. There is a hard cap, a total supply of exactly 1 billion ZRO tokens. That's it. No more will ever be made. This scarcity is baked right into its design, and it's meant to support its value over the long run. So where are all these billion tokens going? Well, they're split up among three main groups. The community, of course, then strategic partners, and the core team that's building everything. And another important point, the tokens for the team and partners are vested. This just means they're released slowly over time, which helps align everyone for the long term and prevents any sudden shocks to the market. But what do you actually do with the token? It really has three main jobs. First, you use it to pay the fees for sending those messages between chains. Second, if you hold ZRO, you get a vote in how the whole protocol is run. And third, you can stake it to help keep the network secure, which is pretty similar to how other proof-of-stake systems work. All right, so we've talked tech and we've talked tokens, but let's get to the real question. Why should you care? Let's connect the dots and see what kind of impact this has in the real world. And make no mistake, this is not just some theoretical project anymore. As this quote highlights, LayerZero is already a major player. You know, whenever you see the big institutional players, the smart money, start accumulating a token, that's a really powerful signal. It means they believe in the long-term vision of a fully connected blockchain future. And this is where it gets really, really cool. What kind of stuff can developers actually build with this technology? I mean, things that were basically just a dream before. Imagine swapping assets directly between chains without any of those clunky wrapped tokens. Or think about NFTs that can exist on Ethereum and Solana at the same time. Or what about taking a special item you want in one game and using it in a completely different one? This is the kind of future it opens up. And the scale of this thing is already kind of staggering. LayerZero isn't just connecting 2 or 3 of the big chains. It's already integrated with over 150 different blockchain ecosystems. That number is it's a huge leap towards creating a truly universal network for this whole new digital world. Okay, it all sounds amazing, right? But let's be realistic. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. To get the full picture, we have to talk about the challenges. This whole space is incredibly competitive, and LayerZero has some serious hurdles ahead.
And the competition is fierce. You've got heavyweights like Chainlink's CCIP, which is known for its bulletproof security. You've got Axelar, which is all about decentralization. And then there's Wormhole, which is built for pure speed. So what's LayerZero's secret weapon? It really comes down to its flexibility, its modularity, and the sheer number of chains it supports.
And it's not just about the other guys. There are other risks to keep an eye on. Those future token unlocks we talked about could create pressure on the price. The regulatory environment is, well, it's anyone's guess how that will shake out. And even within the community, there are big debates about the future of the project. These are all things you've got to watch. So when you put it all together, the good, the bad, the competition, what does the future actually hold? Let's game out a few scenarios for where LayerZero could be heading. All right, let's start with the best case scenario, the dream. LayerZero just becomes the industry standard. It's how blockchains talk, period. Adoption goes through the roof, the community decides to turn on a fee switch to share revenue with token holders, and maybe they even start burning tokens to make the remaining ones more scarce and valuable. Now, for a more moderate, but still really positive outcome. In this version of the future, LayerZero carves out a huge profitable slice of the pie. It might become the absolute go-to for specific things like DeFi or bringing real-world assets onto the blockchain. It doesn't have to win everywhere to be a massive success. And finally, we have to consider the difficult scenario. Here, the pressure from those token unlocks, combined with just relentless competition from rivals, slows things down. LayerZero is still an important project for sure, but it struggles to really pull away from the pack and becomes just one of several major players. So all of this leaves us with the one big question. Can LayerZero pull it off? Can it really become the universal standard that finally connects all those isolated digital islands into one seamless continent? The tech is solid, adoption is growing fast, but the race to the top is really just getting started.